Welcome to Historical Reflection, and today we are discussing a very profound personality. We are discussing about Swami Dayananda Saraswati, who uh, has a greater impact on India. Even today, we discuss and we appreciate his work. To discuss his personality and his work, we have prominent historian Mrs. Meeta Joshi. So, without wasting any further moment, let's welcome her.
वेलकम टू द शो अमिता जी। आज आप कैसी हैं? हाउ आर यू टुडे?
नमस्कार कंचन, मैं ठीक हूँ. What about you?
I am also fine because every morning when I am talking to you, the morning becomes really exciting and very good. So today, actually, we are discussing about a very prominent personality, Swami Dayanand Maharshi. So, how you want to handle this, and what really you feel the impact of Swami Dayanand on the Indian society?
Swami Dayananda Saraswati or Maharshi Dayananda Saraswati was one of the major figures during the socio-religious awakening in the 18th century in India, and he was also the founder of Arya Samaj. Okay. His main work was on the Vedas because he gave the slogan, "Go back to the Vedas." So his Arya Samaj was a revivalist movement. As I told you earlier, that time these movements were of two types. One was reformist, another were revivalist. So Arya Samaj was a revivalist movement. What does that mean? That whatever knowledge was there and which was somehow forgotten by the Indian people. So Maharshi Dayananda Saraswati, through his works and through his teachings, he tried to revive the old knowledge of Vedas. Then, if we look how much work he did and what was his contribution, he wrote a book known as Satyarth Prakash. In English, you can translate it that throwing light on the truth, Satyarth Prakash. And by founding Arya Samaj, he started a society which was working on awakening the people about our old Hindu traditions. For example, the homam we do, havan, because it is very scientific. When you put all these things in fire, all the bacteria of the air, they go away, and a positive vibration will be there in any place or house where yagnas are done. So he revived that old custom of yagnas. If you see the people who follow Arya Samaj, they will definitely either daily or once a week, the entire family will sit together and they will chant the Gayatri mantra and they will give the ahuti in the fire. So that is known as Havan or Yagna. So this is a very scientific method which our old Rishi Munis they discovered way back many years ago, and it gives lots of positivity plus a healthy environment, because the fume which will come out of the fire will carry all the things which will kill all the harmful bacteria around us and make the environment very pleasant and healthy. So this was one of the things. Then another thing, Maharshi Dayananda, he understood that how important it was to educate a woman in the house. Right. So he worked very hard for the education of women. And he has set up many schools that time. Many schools that time known as Dayanand Anglo-Vedic School, DAV. So what is the meaning of Anglo-Vedic? That you are giving Vedic education along with the English education, so that the students who are studying in DAV are as competent as a student who's going to some English medium school. But the advantage is that you are knowing about your traditions and customs, you are studying some scriptures, okay, and you are inculcating those values in your lives. So now, if you see all around, there are many like universities and colleges and schools which are run by DAV Trust, Dayanand Anglo Vedic Trust. So it was a very like big thing which he did at that time when women were only confined to the kitchens. That society was very difficult because of the foreign invasions. If you see the Vedic society, that time it was the like golden era for women, because the women enjoyed all rights at that time. They had rights in property, they had rights to choose their own husbands. Many rights were given to women. But when the foreign invasions started and simultaneously the parda system came into being, because see why they kept a veil, so that the invaders don't see the woman and try to achieve her or to gain her. That was the reason the parda system was started way back when the foreign invasions started in India. So women had gone through a lot, but at that time when the socio-religious awakening was happening in our country, that time DAV and Maharshi Dayananda Saraswati gave the girl child a platform to study. Because what was the main aim of parents? Only to get the girl married. She should know how to clean the house, she should know how to cook, she should know how to obey others. That was the only education given to females. But Dayanand Saraswati ji, he understood that if you want a good society, the woman should be educated first. Because woman is the center of any house. She will take care of the children, she will give good qualities to the children. So her education is very, very important, which Swami Dayanand Saraswati stood at that time. And not only Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Jyotiba Phule, they all worked for women education that time. Their fight was only for the women rights. For example, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, he fought for widow remarriage. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he fought for abolition of sati system. Jyotiba Phule and his wife Savitri Bai Phule, they were the pioneers of women education, because Savitri Bai Phule was the first woman who established an all-girls school in Pune in 1853. So, these people gave a platform for a woman to achieve, to learn, and to give her the freedom. Because when you have knowledge, you are powerful. You can do so many things. So they actually empowered the woman. Swami Dayananda Saraswati.
Because in fact, I just want to disclose that I started my education from DAV only, from Delhi, and it's still there on my psyche, and I still follow some of the finer points which I have learned back.
You should, because they shape your personality, Kanchan.
Right. So I just want to know, definitely that's a very profound impact Swami Dayananda Saraswati has done on the society, because women education is a kind of a milestone in any kind of civilization and development into the civilization, as you have mentioned earlier. What is the impact of Swamiji's teaching on the nationalism?
On the
nationalism, on the colonial fight where Indians wanted a Swaraj and freedom.
See, he, through his teachings, he tried to awaken the Indian people that instead of running away behind the Western education and Western clothes and Western cuisine, please focus little on what you have already. The Vedas. We have 4 Vedas: Samved, Yajurved, Atharvaved, and Rig Veda. Rig Veda is the oldest text existing in this planet Earth. So he said, you understand the Vedic teachings and try to take something from them in your day-to-day life. When you do that, and because the context there that time was India was under colonial rule, people were suffering, they were oppressed by the Britishers. That everyone knows, it is an open secret. So that time he, through his teachings, tried to encourage the Indian youth to participate in the Indian struggle of independence, as Swami Vivekananda did, and also not only participate but first make your character strong by following some principles of the Vedantic teaching. So that was his major contribution, because he tried to shape the personality first, and then when you are strong enough to stand on your own feet, then you can go and fight for the independence of your country.
So definitely, it's quite a revival movement which Swamiji started. I also want to know what are the nitty-gritty of this Arya Samaj, and he said that's a very powerful call he has given, go back to Vedas, because I think that is also connection of our tradition and our culture, because since we are from the world's oldest civilization and people were forgetting. So what are those final points of the Arya Samaj he has established in 18th century?
Okay. See, Arya Samaj was established by Swami Dayananda Saraswati in 1870 AD. And as I told you, it was a revivalist movement, because his main aim was to revive the old teachings of the Vedas, so that the common man follows some principles out of it and makes his or her life better. Because see, any religion for that matter, whether it is Hinduism or any religion, they teach you one single thing, and that is first to be compassionate, second to be truthful, and third is that you reach the supreme consciousness or God or self-realization, whatever meaning you can give to that. So Arya Samaj basically did that at that time, that it really helped people to understand the qualities of our religion, to follow it, to become a better human being. That was the bottom line. It was not to that you become a very rigid and stern Hindu. No, just for the overall development of an individual.
So many people think that Arya Samaj is a religion, but it is not a religion. But it is a kind of revival movement which is done for the people, and for especially for Hindus who was ignorant of their past.
Yes.
So what is the impact of how you really feel the impact of Dayananda Saraswati ji's teaching in modern India, and today's what you want to advise to today's generation regarding his teaching and his personality?
What can I advise, Kanchan? I would only suggest people that please read his works. Please try to understand what those people wanted to what those people tried to tell us. Because see, there are n number of godmen and godwomen today in India, and some are very genuine, some are not. So people are being misled. But if you read those texts which are our people left for us, so it is a vast treasure. So if you follow little principles of Arya Samaj, or you follow some teachings of Swami Vivekananda, or any reformer or good personality of those yesteryears, then you will be able to first of all understand the meaning and goal of your own life, that why you are here in this planet, what is the purpose of your life, because it reveals so many things. When we meditate, when we worship, so we feel very blissful, we feel very peaceful.
Yeah.
And yes, and in a peaceful mind, you always get constructive ideas, you get good thoughts. So when everything will be good around you, there will be no room for negativity. So it will be like a compassionate and lovely people with lovely surroundings all around.
Well, I feel that the impact basically of Swami Dayananda Saraswati is in the education, because there, as you have mentioned already, and even today there are some parts of India when these things are not being learned, because even today we give a slogan like "Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao" kind of thing, and I think that is something which I think if Dayananda Saraswati would have been here, we would have just eradicated this concept altogether, because he emphasized on women education at that point of time when things were really, really difficult for women.
True.
So, as usual, Mitaji, it is wonderful to discuss such a great personality on our show. We'll be meeting again with some other great personality. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, Kanchan.
We had a great discussion with Mrs. Meeta Joshi regarding Dayananda Saraswati. We will be meeting again with great personality. Till then, you take care and bye-bye.